Wow, so excited. I haven't done one of these for a long time. Vanilla. It's in your candles, it's in your cookies, it's in the ex you can't quite quit. And for me, it's in my fragrance nightmares. Today, I'm unboxing Lira by Xerjoff, a rich gourmand, a full-fat vanilla bomb that I've avoided like a gym membership in winter. But here's the twist. I chose this. I paid for this. Because sometimes, in order to know who you really are, you have to confront what you think you hate. So this isn't just an unboxing, this is an existential confrontation. This is me versus vanilla. Let's begin. Time to pull the sleeves up for this one. Okay. Now I know what you're thinking, Raffi, why would you willingly buy a fragrance centered around your least favorite fragrance note? And to that I say, growth. Also content. But really it's a philosophical experiment, because strong aversion is it's often the shadow of strong identity. And when you say, I hate sweet scents, what are you really saying? That you don't want to be perceived as soft, that you're suspicious of pleasure, that you're defending your idea of masculinity. Sometimes the notes we avoid are the truths we're afraid to wear. Let's test this bad boy out. There's no elegant way of doing this. And truth be told, I didn't want to go the full fat Lira. I only got the 30 ml of it because I like the little mini bottles of these, and there was a sale on, so I thought I'd give it a shot. I have smelled this a long time ago. I've totally forgotten what it smells like, and probably I forgot because either it was unremarkable or I just didn't care for it because I had preconceived notions and aversions against something that was so vanilla dominant. But then again, if you look at the reviews, how can so many people be so wrong? I mean, it can happen, but you know. Presentation is always great with Xerjoff and Casamorati. I really do. Well, okay, that's interesting. The sticker is over there. I really do enjoy their bottle style and their presentation style. It is really good. I think these stickers are now, you can tap on them and you can connect to the website to, I guess, to make sure that this is a genuine product and not a fake, because there's a lot of fakes out there. And it's getting more and more difficult to tell what's real and what's fake. Luckily for me, I bought this from a reputable seller online, a big online shop here in Australia, and they do stock Casamorati and Xerjoff, so I'm safe. And I've purchased from them many times in the past. And let's give this a bit of a spray. Okay, that's actually not as bad as I feared. It smells like a creme brulee, lemon zest, spiced custard, served in a velvet opera house. Is it edible? Yes. Is it decadent? Absolutely. Is it making me question my entire personality? Also, yes. You know what? Maybe I don't hate vanilla. Maybe I hate what I thought vanilla meant, because scent is story, and we tell ourselves stories about who we are through the smells that we wear. Just like character, scent can evolve, or maybe we evolve into it. Kind of smells like Ani by Nietzsche. Don't shoot me. Now, here's the kicker. Apparently, it turns out that I already own a bunch of vanilla adjacent fragrances that I actually enjoy. I just didn't label them that way. So let me confess a few. Let's begin with this one. This is Bvlgari's Orom. This is a rich, balsamic, spicy vanilla wrapped in incense and leather robes. And it lasts all day. It's like a Persian lounge on fire in the best possible way. Next one is a very long-time favorite of mine. This is Givenchy Pi Eau de Toilette, mathematical masculinity with vanilla, benzoin, and neroli. It wears like a soft focus filter on a memory that you don't want to let go of, and it kind of suits my top today. That's Givenchy Pi EDT. However, I also have something else, something quite rare, which is the EDP version of this. Yes, there is an EDP version of this. If you didn't think there was one, there is one. Am I the only one that has one of these? It only came in 30ml and was only released in one release round, 1 year. And there's quite a bit of difference in the coloration. It's a deeper, darker, more mysterious version of the EDT. It's like Pi's older brother who studied metaphysics and lives in a cabin with no Wi-Fi. That's what that one is. Funnily enough, I still enjoy this one here. This is Mercedes-Benz Club Black. This is a vanilla freight train driven by a man who wears sunglasses indoors. If Lira is dessert, then this is the shot of bourbon after. Next we have the original Chanel Allure Homme. This is vanilla, buried deep under citrus, spice, and smooth woods. First generation bottle right here as well. You don't smell it until you need it. Like good advice, really. I also have a flanker called Allure Homme Edition Blanche as well. This is a creamier, lemonier, smoother vanilla. It is still vanilla at the end of the day. It's kind of like vanilla that's had a year overseas and that's come back enlightened. A little bit more worldly than its predecessor. The next one is Dior's Fahrenheit 32, which is a white floral powder and a ghostly vanilla note. Smells like frost on your soul in a strangely, very strangely comforting way. Next up we have Yves Saint Laurent's Cinema Eau de Parfum. This is the Eau de Parfum. There is an eau de toilette, but this is the eau de parfum. This is marketed towards women, but who cares? This is golden light vanilla dripped elegance. Classy. It smells like Audrey Hepburn, but she fights. Next we got Zadig and Voltaire. This is him. Sweet smoke and vanilla over rugged woods. This is a rebel with a gooey center. It's like a croissant with tattoos. And last but not least, we have L'Artisan Parfumeur L'Eau d'Ambre Extrême. Amber, yes, but there is a sticky, rich vanilla dancing in the base of this one. It's warm, it's mysterious, it's ancient. It's vanilla in a philosopher's robe. Absolutely love this one. So, what have I learned? Probably not so much because I just bought another bottle of fragrance. That's stupid, wasn't it? I don't hate vanilla. That's what I've learned. That's a big thing that I've just learned, is that I don't hate vanilla. I hated what I thought vanilla said about me. And maybe that's the whole game. Fragrance, like selfhood, isn't fixed. It's negotiated. It evolves. You are not your nose from 5 years ago. And you are not your aversions. You are what you're willing to reconsider. So go ahead. Smell the thing that you swore you hated. Put it on your skin and breathe it in. And ask yourself, what part of me am I meeting here? Because what you dislike may just be the part of yourself you haven't met yet.
Party.